Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome, guys. Bismillah walhamdulillah wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sorry, guys, I'm outside, so maybe I have to shout a little bit, and I think there's some background noise, so you can ignore that. So, yeah, guys, as I've been talking to you guys about like the Trinity and its language. So, most Christians, they will tell you that, see, you have three persons and one being, okay? So 3 persons and 1 being. But if you ask them for the meaning of that statement, they will just say they don't know actually. They will just make that distinction. They think it's enough to just say 3 persons and 1 being. What does that even mean, you know? And if you saw the debate I had recently, or not debate, dialogue, I went to a Christian show and I was trying to get the meaning of those terms. But my friend, he was trying to like, he was just saying the same thing that I already know. I already know like there are 3 persons and 1 being. But what does it mean? So, and I brought in Greek philosophy because see, if you want to like understand a people, you need to know how they are thinking, you know? You need to know their philosophy. What was their mode of thinking? Is it like ours or not? Any which way you look at it, it will still be the same, guys. It is not possible, and I'm telling you, unless you start talking, explaining what you mean. The most clear thing about the Trinity is that it is not monotheism, okay? It's not one God, okay? The most clear thing, okay? Now, one of the ways you can interpret that, you can disambiguate this whole thing is this. When you say 3 persons, just think about it like this. You are a human person, okay? You're a human person, and you're a human being, okay? So what does being mean? What does a person mean? Person is what differentiates you from other people. And you know, they actually use it in the Trinity as well. They will say, it is the person that differentiates the Father from the Son, and the Son from the Holy Spirit. They know this. Person is what individuates you, what makes you not like another person, okay? So what about the nature? So what is your being? Your being is your humanity, okay? The fact that me, I'm human, I'm talking to humans, maybe like another person passes, that's a human being, okay? That reason, why is he a human being and I'm a human being? That is what is your being. What makes you who you are. If I see a monkey now, I'm not going to say the monkey is a human being, okay? Your humanity, that is your nature. The human nature is what makes us not like other creatures. And our persons is what differentiates every human individual from themselves. Now, in the case of the Trinity, they tell you that you have 3 persons. See, use the Greek word, use whatever. The Greeks understood this word of persons and ousia. You see, the hypostases and ousia. It was not something strange. They don't know what they are talking about, except if you don't understand. And most Christians, they don't understand this, unfortunately. So they just repeat the same stuff, 3 persons and 1 being. And I'm telling you, give the answer. I'm going to give one of the answers anyway, like just like the one I'm telling you. See, your being, and actually they even make comparison to the humans and say like, see, this is your being, and they're like, but God, we don't know about God. That is you, not the people that were making this up, okay? The people that were involved in the formulation of this doctrine, they know what they were talking about, not like you guys, okay? Anyway, one of the ways you can interpret the being, you can see, just like me, I'm a human, and I have my nature, the human nature. That is my being, my humanity. That's my ousia, okay? If you are looking at ousia, is being, is nature, okay? In that sense, we can say it's a nature. Just to be clear, there are many ways to interpret it. But what is your own? Do you have a particular one you use? Or you don't know what you're talking about, you're just stating what they've told you, okay? Now, one of the ways is to think of the being as a universal. What do I mean by that? If you think the being is a universal, it means it can be in many places at the same time. Just like there's humanity. See those people passing behind me? They are humans too. They have humanity. We all have humanity. We all the same nature. We all have the same humanity, okay? If you're a universalist, if you believe in universals, that means all humans they have the nature, humanity. So you can say, now this is where the statement is. You know, they will say, in the Council of Nicea, there's a term that they use there. They use homoousia, okay? So homoousios or something like this. Homoousios means same nature, okay? Same being, same nature. So because ousia, okay? Homoousia means like the same nature or same substance or whatever. The point is this. You can also say all humans, we have the same substance, we have the same nature, okay? Because we all have the same human nature, okay? Because you have human nature, I have human nature. We're all human beings. Because so you can say we have one ousia and we have many persons. So we have like how many? 7 billion persons with sharing one ousia, okay? in that sense of if it's a universal, it can be shared. A universal can be in many places at the same time. It can be in two different places at the same time, because it's not something. Is a general nature. Okay, a general nature is something that you can have, I can have. Okay, so that is one of the ways to interpret the being there. That was what I was looking for, and when I put the challenge there, this is what I'm trying to look for. What is your term? What do you mean by being? If you say it's like if you say it's a nature, if it's a nature, then it will be like the persons will be divine persons, or the persons will be persons, and the ousia will be the divine nature. In the case of the Trinity, it will be the divine nature. If you say it is a divine nature, then it will be a universal. If it's a universal, that means it can be in the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I'm even telling you, like some people think is incoherent. No, it's not incoherent. It's just that if you believe this, that means the Father is a being, the Son is a being, and the Holy Spirit is a being. So when you tell us there are three persons and one being, you're not saying anything. You're just, if I just say there are three beings, it's also okay. It's as correct as saying there are three persons and one being. If you believe the being is a universal, okay, you can check up the term universal. Okay, it's not just check universal and particular. All these things will become simple for you. Okay, now if you say it is like that the nature. Okay, ask yourself that question. What is the one being? What is that nature? Is it not divinity? Is it not divinity? Just like humanity is our nature. Divinity is the nature of God. The fact that it's divine. Okay, God is the divine, the true divine person. Okay, now the divinity, you now want to say the Father has full divinity. You say the Father is fully God. That means he has the full divine nature. The Son has the full divine nature. The Holy Spirit has the full divine nature. And if it's a universal, it makes sense. The only problem is that will be three gods. You see, and there are people that have already accepted this. For example, the social Trinitarians, they don't have problem with this. They say it's out there like, see, if this is what we are saying, how do you interpret it except this? So they say there are three beings. They just look for another way to make them one. Okay, the point is that it's unavoidable, because if you say, if you want to say like it's not like this, how is it then? Just tell us, how is it? Because you cannot appeal to mystery. I already told you guys. What mystery are you appealing to after you've already started explaining stuff? You've already gone into saying this person that we'll see and started talking about they have one wheel, they have three wheels. You have gone in too deep to appeal to mystery. Okay, because all you could have said is God is one. Okay, you don't have to say this one is a person. You know, guys, this is the problem. This is where the problem came from. Actually, the problem came from when you read the Bible with a Trinitarian glass on. You start seeing. Okay, for example, now you see Jesus said the only true God is the Father. That will not be sufficient for you. You will try to make Jesus, just like it's not. By the way, you didn't start this. Early Christians were doing this too. They made Jesus a God, because his status was just increasing till the point he got to God. And after they made him a God, they cemented his position as a God other than the Father. Then they brought in the Holy Spirit later. You see, the first argument or controversies that was going on was the Logos theologians saying that there's another Logos, apart from the Father, all these things. But the point is this, guys. If you believe the being there, three persons and one being, just think about it, guys. Think about it. Three persons and one being. That one being, what is it? Is it another entity? Is it not in those persons? Is it not the being that is in those persons that we're talking about here? If that is the case, then you have three beings over there. If you have three beings, you have three gods. And if you think that, okay, it's just one being, they are sharing it literally. If you think they are sharing it literally, this is how it's going to be. That means none of them individually can be fully God. Because they are sharing, maybe the being will be like a substance, a concrete substance then how can they share? It will be partialism, okay? None of them will be fully God. Because to say someone is fully God is to say he possesses full divine nature. If you say someone is fully God, it means he possesses full divine nature. If someone possesses full divine nature, is a fully divine being. Stop making this thing ambiguous. And if you think you know how you can get around this, there's no way, by the way. Let me just tell you. But if you think you can, I already put the challenge out there. Come out and explain this thing. Don't make it. So just to wrap it up, this is how you understand it. If you are educated on this field, okay? You know that term they use in the Council of Nicea, Homoousia, yeah? This Homoousia, we can also say humans. We have 7 billion hypostases and 1 ousia. What is one ousia? Humanity. All of us, we are sharing it. Okay? Does that mean I'm not fully human? I'm fully human. You are fully human. Everybody is fully human. But you can never say we are one. You have to say we are each on our own fully human. And if that's the case, we have 7 billion human beings. Okay? You cannot say the being is somehow separate. By the way, let me just make it clear for people that might have another view. There are some people that actually believe that, see, the being is actually separate from the persons. There are some people that believe this. Just come and say that's your position. If that is the case, it's even worse, you know? It's even worse. Now you can even have 4 entities. Now you have 4 entities because the being is now separate from the persons. Just like, imagine, can my humanity be separate from me? Just think about it. What is even humanity? What is it? My humanity now, and my human person, are they separate? Can you separate them? It's not possible. If you separate my human nature from me, I will not be human anymore. I don't know what I will look like. I will not be human anymore. If you separate my, my human person from my human nature, what is human nature? Then you won't be able to see me. The fact that you're seeing me, that means I'm an individual, different from you, and I also have the full human nature. That's why you can see me. That is what is going on. That is the most clear option that you can go for, and it's understandable. Now, if you want to make everything ambiguous, go for it. You won't convince anybody that is not already in your camp. You see, this is not, you can't get out of this objection, okay? The truth of the matter is this. If this is what you are saying, then you have 3 gods. And if you have 3 gods, don't ever say you are monotheistic, okay? You're not. You guys are polytheists. And that's exactly what the Quran says. That's وَلَا تَقُولُوا ثَلَاثَ. You cannot make 3 1 in the same sense. It's not possible. So, guys, just desist from this. Even there are some Christians, by the way, that have already accepted that, see, Jesus is not God. He might be divine in another sense. Just like maybe other prophets are divine. If you mean divine, like is related to God, God has exalted them, or the book is divine. If that is the sense, no problem. But if you mean God, just like the Father, like they said in the Council of Constantinople, when they said they are co-equal, co-eternal, Athanasian Creed, all those co-equal, true God from true God, all these things, if that's what you mean, just know you're a polytheist, and there's no way to get around it. And that's why this objection will never go away unless you guys start talking. So I just wanted to make this video, guys. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.